Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Eschalon Book 2. We're in the swamp, now free of any trolls, as far as I'm aware, and we're about to enter this concealed, entrance to our guild, apparently. Okay, entering the Guild of Krios Vinica. Interesting. I mean, that's what I expected, of course, but it just tells you what this place is, and of course I'm not sure if you could have entered this without knowing. This is your greetings to you. This is your lucky day. Rarely in life are we given the opportunity to undo a grave mistake. This is yours. My grave mistake? Ah, my opportunity, of course. If you have come upon this curious place by chance, turn around and leave now, implying that you actually can just find this, which seems... Well, I guess I did actually find the concealed entrance, not by using the looking glass at all. But just by, randomly mousing over that relatively large rock. So definitely possible to discover by chance. Not that most players would, not even pick up the main quest and just wander into the wilds randomly. Anyway, forget that you ever discovered it. Continuing past this point without the proper credentials will result in your certain and absolute death. Okay, so, I mean, I should have any credentials. I mean, I don't have any papers, but I myself am the credentials, I hope. Perhaps tests, like with the Mage Tower? Or how's this gonna work? But even if you don't pick up the main quest, and I think I mused about this possibility. Okay, I guess the viewing glass is the credentials in this case. But, I mean, I am a guild member, right? That's what Darius told me. Was it Darius? Oh, God, why do I keep forgetting his name? Darius, yes. So, the other guild members should also be able to recognize me as such without any items on me. And what's it actually say there? You begin to feel the strange viewing glass vibrate. A very faint harmonic resonance emanates from the glass itself. The light in front of you turns green. Oh, and that opened the portcullis. Okay. Well, that answers my question, or what I was going to talk about. In that, I mused about it a while ago. That, or I wondered how far you could get. How far you could make it in the game without ever picking up the main quest, without ever talking to Darius. I mean, my character wouldn't know that he's a member of the guild, but if with, prior knowledge or just through random chance, you wander to this place, find the rock, click on it, enter this place, you're still a member, or the main character is still a member of the guild. But I guess you absolutely have to have that viewing glass on you in order to even be allowed to enter. I don't know. It's okay. Obviously, no one would seriously try to play the game that way, and I'm almost certain, I'm very certain actually, that you would be stopped by this portcullis simply not opening. That's that. So, not even death, unless something terrible happens instead. Something bad spawns there, or you just die or something. I don't know. It could be. Why would I take this torch? I don't know. I could, of course. Oh. Just like that. 2,000 experience. And, yeah, that just entering this place, not even talking to anyone, was enough. Hello, Corin. I don't think Darius was able to give us any names or anything. In fact, Darius himself didn't even send us here. That was Saint Gilhelm. So, yeah. So we didn't know about this person. Well, the long-lost Vic. Well, he knows me. You have found your way to us, and not a moment too soon, I might add. After we received word of what happened to Darius, you did? We were nearly convinced that you would never find us. It is a dark time for the guild, and quite honestly, your arrival brings us a bit of hope. Couldn't you have sent someone else? After hearing in some kind of way, how would you have heard about Darius' death? I mean, okay, in this reality, quite a bit of time has passed. So maybe news of someone being assassinated all the way down south in East Willow, could have traveled here. But if I had just made a beeline to this place, which I could have, again, Video game logic, let's not question it. Right, bit of hope. Let me introduce myself. I am Corin Northbow, the present Guildmaster of Krios Vindica. Corin motions to a figure standing in the shadow who emerges into the light and nods as you make eye contact with him. Do I see another person? I don't think I did before. This is Erebor, the former Guildmaster of Shadowmerk in Thaermore. Shadowmerk. Erebor. Was that the Mage's Tower that I was thinking about when I visited Lorewich? You may remember him from your previous journey in Thaermore. He helped guide you after your quest unraveled. He is a member of Krios Vindica as well. Okay, a bit of a retcon there, I guess. Because that certainly wasn't mentioned in the first game. Now allow me to answer some of your questions before we talk about your future. Well... Yes, I would like to know more about Krios Vindica. I would like to know more about Darius, I guess. We didn't really get to talk much. I'd like to know more about the 4 Crux. Why not Cruxes? Why not, I don't know, something but just Crux as the plural? That bothers me for no reason. It really shouldn't. All I need to know is what to do next. Yeah, well, let's obviously get some info. But, let's talk about Darius first. Corin's eyes. Deep lines of worry form on his brow. Darius was one of our finest members. He served the guild faithfully, and the forces that are determined to stop us caught up with him. We have lost many guildsmen over the past 4 years, which is another indication that something sinister is afoot. We are a very secretive society, and we have never before dealt with such persecution. These are signs, my friend, signs that the war which brought down Thaermore, and which is now upon the doorstep of Mistfell, is not a common territorial dispute. It is not about personal grievances between obstinate leaders, or even about conflicting religious dogmata, I think. It is about something more, and the Crux are clearly part of it. Well, okay. Well then, tell me about the guild. The history of Krios Vindica goes back more than 400 years. It was established by a royal captain named Pontum Oblivitis, who was visited one evening by a shadowy being, instructing him to seek out a secret chamber deep in the Coppervein Mountains. There he found pictographs which described the existence of 4 powerful gemstones called Crux. It was revealed to him that these gems contained a new type of energy, and that uniting them would create a terrible device of unfathomable destructive power. He was told by this shadowy figure that these gemstones would soon be uncovered, and that it was his burden to never allow this union to occur. It was then that Pontum swore an oath to this mysterious being, and established the Vigilance of the Crux, or in the Old World language, Krios Vindica. Oh, is that? I have not actually looked it up or investigated this at all, which is kind of unlike me. But obviously this sounds Latin. Actually, Crux or Crux is already Latin, so I don't know, maybe this is just fake Latin. It could be. I don't immediately recognize any of these words. They sound similar to Latin words that I recognize, but not exactly this. Anyway, that's beside the point. From that moment and forever since, Krios Vindica has existed as a secret society whose members have pledged a life oath to serve the purpose of the guild, to prevent at any cost the joining of the Crux. Several members of this guild are bound by a lineage with Pontum Oblivitus, such as yourself. You have been part of this guild since the day you were born, as was your father and his. Okay. Why do I not remember my involvement with Krios Vindica? Your memories elude you because of a serum you took during your time in Thaermore. We sent you in with another guild member during the earliest days of the war to help secure the Crux of Ages from the goblin invasion, but your quest began to falter. In an effort to protect yourself and the guild, you took a serum that destroyed your memories, preventing the enemy from locating you through your thoughts. Yeah. That's about what I remember. We never intended for you to return to the guild after you took the serum. With your memories destroyed, we felt it would be best to let you live out your life without knowledge of your past. But now the situation has changed. We are desperate, and so we called on you to fulfill your oath to Krios Vindica once again. Okay, sure. Well, I'd like to know more about the 4 Crux then. Yes, the 4 Crux, the very reason for which we fight and die. First and foremost is our mission, and that is that the Crux must never unite, or they will form a device of unimaginable power, or so we've been told centuries ago, and we just take it for a fact. Sure, better to be safe than sorry, I guess, right? And to assume the worst. It is then by luck, or perhaps fate, that these Crux have been recovered by factions not interested in sharing their prized gemstones with each other. The stone you are probably most familiar with is the Crux of Ages. This gem was recovered in Thaermore and placed in Bastion Spire. As you know, Thaermore was then overrun with Torek's armies who captured the Crux of Ages and now have it in their stronghold in Emirith. And that's why we're going to be traveling there somehow, eventually. Two of the other gemstones are the Crux of Fire, recovered by the dwarves of Norland, and the Crux of Wisdom, which is said to be in the possession of a warlord in the far west lands of Barria, where my character is from. The fourth Crux, known as the Crux of Terra, has never been found, not that we know of at least. It is highly possible that it has been recovered and kept in secret possession for many years. It is this possibility that fuels our concern in these fragile times. So, why have the Toreks become involved? We are not entirely sure. We know the Toreks are under the leadership of someone named General Gore. It was General Gore who enlisted the help of the goblins to weaken the Commonwealth Guard of Thaermore to hasten the Toreks' invasion. He is powerful and cunning, and now he has possession of at least one Crux. As I said, we do not know if the Crux of Terra has ever been recovered, but if it has, if the Toreks themselves have it, then, along with the Crux of Ages, they may be halfway to completing the Tetrad. Tetrad. Why would they want to unite the Crux? I mean, because either they know about the prophecy, they have the same information that Krios Vindica does, and they just hope or assume that they will be able to use this terrible weapon for their purposes. Obviously, if that is true, if they actually do form a weapon, it's just going to destroy everyone indiscriminately, right? No one's actually going to benefit from it at all. But they might still just, take their chances, I guess. Or maybe they don't know about them and they have other reasons. Maybe they just know about them and I don't know. We'll see what the game tells me. I do not have the answer for this question. The powers of the Crux are unknown to most people outside our guild, and certainly the Toreks are unlikely to know their true powers. To be quite honest, they are little more than animals. I've heard otherwise. And the fact that they can form armies and invade civilized lands suggests otherwise as well. Anyway, however, we know nothing of General Gore or his intentions. He alone could be seeking the Crux, using these mindless brutes to do his bidding. Why Gore would want to unite the Crux, or how he would even know about them, is just as much a mystery. Perhaps he believes he can use the completed Crux Tetrad to overwhelm the rest of Eschalon, that he can somehow contain the energy. But this is just more speculation on our part, and speculation is a dangerous road to travel. Regardless of our enemy's intent, our focus has not changed. The prevention of the unity of the Crux is a task at which we must not fail. Fair enough. I was just going to mention that this Gore could be somehow related to that mysterious, shadowy figure from 400 years ago. Obviously, the guild didn't came to be naturally, as it were, but was initiated from some unknown outside power. This mysterious figure that honestly I would like to investigate more about. It seems like my character should be more interested in that, rather than just kind of accepting it and moving on. And if I had to guess, I would say that being, probably not a human, might not be the only one of his kind, and this Gore might be another one, and that might be why he knows how he knows about the Crux and what they can actually do, and yeah. So that's my guess for now. Well, all I need to know is what to do next. It is good to see you haven't changed a bit, Vic. Unfortunately, the news is not good. We are at a critical point, and our enemy's blades are firmly at our backs. That sounds unpleasant. Torek scouts have been spotted in the region south of Yoma Valley. You know what? Yoma Valley, that's where the game started. And I don't think I mentioned it specifically, but when I was, completing my little map, my grid of game maps, I did note once again that I never actually set foot to the map directly south of where the game starts, of Vic's home. Literally only, a few steps away, there is a map south of that I could have reached, and that I never even entered. And I was thinking Obviously, I've been thinking about just going there and exploring that for a while now, because it's weird how far away I've moved from the starting point of the game in the northern and eastern direction, but I never took even went even one map south from where we started, for no particular reason other than, I don't know, the game's natural flow never steered me in that direction. So I was thinking either it's just a very easy early game map with just some wildlife to kill for early experience and nothing particularly great to find, or it could be actually a later game area with some really vicious enemies that will tell you right away if you happen to visit there early that that's not a place to go quite yet. And I mean, south of Yuma Valley, I mean, that's exactly that. So maybe I was right to, I just happened to be right to not visit there sooner, if that's where I'm going to be going now. That would be funny. In a way. The enemy is reaching deep into Mistfell with some kind of psychic weapon. Wow, okay. Poisoning minds and creating chaos to weaken us before the full invasion. Our own brotherhood has suffered losses that have left us scattered and enervated. Centuries ago, the founder of our guild worried that one day we may reach this point, and so he conceived a plan he called the Terminal Contingency. After much debate and consideration, we have decided to activate this plan. Okay, what is it? The Terminal Contingency is what he called the last hope for Eschalon's survival. It is an extreme measure which we have feared and avoided for centuries. As you know, the mission of Curios Medica is to prevent the four Crux from uniting. Yes, I'm getting it. We have reached a point where there is only one way to prevent this unity from happening. We must destroy one of the Crux. Oh, I mean, that sounds like a very smart idea. If they are not otherwise useful, why not just do that much sooner? If just one gem is destroyed, then the Crux Tetrad can never be assembled. Corin looks as if the stress is crushing him. Beads of sweat gather on his brow, and he sighs deeply. That we have reached this point feels like a nightmare from which I cannot awake. No one knows what will happen upon the destruction of one of the Crux, but right now the unknown is better than the certainty. I'm inclined to agree, yes. Vic, you must acquire one of the Crux and destroy it. This is the only way forward. I understand. I will honor your decision. If we even can. Obviously, we don't know if we can even destroy them. I'm kind of, I don't know, kind of thinking of the Dragon Balls, from Dragon Ball, if you're familiar with that. And I'm not sure. Did someone at some point along that convoluted storyline try to actually destroy the Dragon Balls and couldn't? I feel like that happened at some point. But now I'm thinking about it. Now I actually said it, I'm not so sure anymore. But it feels like something that probably happened at some point. And yeah, because obviously assembling the Dragon Balls is not necessarily a terrible thing, but if used by someone evil, it could have been a terrible thing. And that's maybe why someone would have wanted to destroy them, or to destroy one of them to prevent them from ever being assembled. It's kind of a similar situation. Anyway, so we'll see if this even works. Of course, it could also be that they are perfectly destructible, but that they just store an immense amount of energy in each of them, and that might be released explosively upon destruction. So whoever is doing the destroying, me in this case, would be blown to pieces. But of course my character might not necessarily know or worry about those things, so it's fine. Right, I understand. I will not accept this mission. There must be another way. I mean, I don't know. I'm tempted to pick this option only because I'm curious if there really might be another way. I mean, what would be the alternative? To collect all four of them and lock them away without uniting them? But then obviously all it takes is for someone else at some point in the future to break into where they're stored and take them and unite them, and he would already have all four of them, us having done the work for him. Or we could just take one or two, or however many we can get, but less than all of them, and lock those away, ideally in places far away from each other, but under our control. But even that is, not a permanent solution. Destruction is really the only permanent solution if it's an option. So, I don't know. I'm assuming this is not even an option, and he's just going to tell me that it isn't. You know what? Let's try it. Vic, you are a member of Krios Vindica, and it is not your place to question the Guildmaster's decisions. I cannot force you to do what I ask, but I can strip you of your affiliation with this guild if you continue your opposition. I mean, I'm not opposing, I'm just suggesting that there might be another way. Come on, dude. No reason to overreact. Leave my sight and rethink your decision. Wow. Absolutely no reason to get so upset. Also, hi there. You weren't there before, I think? Or were you? Anyway. Yes, okay. I will honor my oath that I apparently... Or actually, I never did swear an oath, right? I was just born into this. Anyway, whatever. Before we can destroy one of the Crux, we must acquire it. Good point. Which gem to pursue is the question we need to answer. The Crux of Ages is already in the hands of the enemy, and the Crux of Wisdom is held far to the west by a Barian warlord. It would take months to locate it. Worse yet is that we don't even know the location of the Crux of Terra. We must assume that the enemy already has it as well. Well, they might. That leaves just one gemstone, the Crux of Fire held by the dwarves. To raid the dwarves' mine of Hammerlorn, the dwarven mine of Hammerlorn, and steal their prized gem is a preposterous idea, and yet it is the only one that allows us the slightest chance for success. Are you sure about that? I mean, that's not exactly around the corner either, is it? I guess the advantage is that we know exactly where it is, unlike the one with some warlord somewhere in Varia. But, you know, technically I would prefer to go for that one, of course, because Warlord is probably not a very nice person. And the dwarves are not our enemies as far as I'm aware, so that's, you know, that's a bad idea in more than one way, trying to go for their gemstone. Anyway, it does seem preposterous. Yet is the only one. We know the enemy is approaching. After they overtake Mistfell, they will lay siege to the Dwarven lands. They are obviously after the Crux of Fire as well, and so we must beat them to it. Well, I guess we're not going to Emirith then, or at least not yet. Where must I start on my preposterous quest? Corin chuckles. Vic, even in the face of great odds, you keep your sense of humor. Was I joking? I don't know. I wish I could do the same. You must first locate a fellow guild member named Sparrow. He's an operative we sent out to retrieve a key to the Dwarven mines. Okay. We received word that he was successful in this task, but then she fell silent. She never returned to the guild, and our last contact with her was from the outpost called Broken Blade. I had a feeling because Broken Blade is literally the next location in the Fast Travel Point map, so that's kind of a bit of a giveaway, but yeah, also, I don't know, it feels natural to keep moving in that direction now, from here. And it's convenient that I can fast travel there. Of course, I'm actually not going to do that right away, but instead I'm going to explore the maps in between here and there, which I've only scratched the surface of, I think. But okay, Broken Blade. Yes, all contact with Broken Blade has been lost, and it may be due to a horrible infestation of boarheads, yep, can confirm, that have been seen throughout Felpine Forest. Go there, Vic, and find Sparrow. Give her the code word Silverhawk. This will identify you as a fellow guild member, and she will give you the key. Then make your way to Ravensgate, and on to the dwarven village of Durnor. Durnor? Yes. From Durnor, you must make your way to the mine Hammerlorn, and against all odds, acquire the Crux of Fire. That rhymes. The dwarves keep the Crux of Fire in the mine? Dwarven mines are grand hallowed halls, places of worship and reverence, and storage vaults for their treasures. The dwarves would never consider lifting the Crux from its place of origin. In fact, the very pedestal it sits upon is the same rock that has held it up since the beginning of time. Well, or since it's been found. The dwarves also have a unique way of protecting their possessions. The deep mines are filled with traps and deadly creatures. That's not so unique. I've encountered that plenty of times. While these creatures allow the dwarves to pass by freely, they will savagely attack any intruder. I say this to you just once. Hammerlorn is a place you do not want to go unprepared. Like so many others. Actually, like one other in particular that mentions that says almost the same thing, and I have news about that, but later. Once you acquire the Crux, bring it back here to the guild. I'm sure I do not have to remind you that you must keep it secure, for if it falls into the wrong hands, all will be lost. Hopefully, Erebor and I will have figured out how to destroy it by the time you return. Oh, so you're going to be the ones destroying it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine by me. If it explodes, I mean, it's nice knowing you, but... yeah, anyway, I will do my best to not fail you, Corin. The Crux of Fire, a meeting with Sparrow. Okay. I trust that you will do your best. Our thoughts will be with you. Remember, Vic, you must not fail at this task. I know. Hey, Erebor. Oh, before you stands a tall, slender mage in shimmering blue robes. Greetings, Vic. It is wonderful to see you again. I do not know if you remember me. Nope. But I assisted you a couple years ago during a time in Thaermore. It was a desperate time for us, but I knew you would come through. I believed in you then, just as I do now. Well, okay, thanks. I'm sorry I can't actually talk to you anymore, and I'm also kind of sorry to see that I did not actually get any kind of real support for my quest, for my perilous quest. Although I'm assuming I'm free to look around and take anything, yoink yoink, that I might find useful. I'm not going to use this shooting range. In fact, I'm pretty sure there's absolutely no reason to ever do that. You can shoot at these targets, but I don't see how that would do anyone any good. Yeah, I mean, might as well take everything, right? I feel like it's absolutely justified, considering I'm about to save the world. Also, they didn't lock their doors, so it's their fault. If they wanted to keep any of these things, they should have just locked it all behind keys, behind locks that I cannot open. Well, since I'm never gonna return to this place, might as well actually take all the light. There. Okay, the room's just lit up with no visible torch. That's okay. We have 26 torches. I will never actually use them all. Oh, water. Convenient. Thank you. Come on, please. Sure, guess I'll take some food. And, oh. You know what? I'm gonna eat the apple right away, because it's not really worth keeping otherwise. Huh? I can't eat that because it's unidentified. Fair enough. Oh, that is actually locked. Okay. Obviously, I've dealt with much worse locks than this, or much better locks. Ah, there we go. Nothing here. Oh, I guess this is probably like Corin's private room. Ooh, he wouldn't mind me taking this, right? Any of this? Because again, saving the world and all that. Okay. Doesn't seem like I missed anything else. So, are we cool? Good. Yes, apparently. Alright, well. In the end, I guess this was a little bit underwhelming again. It was, you know, obviously it did what I expected. It gave me the next main quest. It gave me actually quite a bit of additional information. Also, I did not realize how close I got to encumbrance there. That'll have to get fixed quickly. I'm a little bit disappointed that we do have two very important NPCs and one of them just doesn't even talk to me. That's kind of lame. They could have given me some kind of extra quest to do something while I'm, you know, working on my main quest. Just something to do along the way. Feels like that wouldn't have taken a lot of effort to include. But oh well. Why don't I go ahead and actually just identify stuff? Scroll of Detox. Well, I have that already, but that's okay. Iron Warhammer. Steel Brigandine Armor, Heavy Armor. Okay, what is this? Sharp Eye Pendant, +2 to bow. Bow concentration and hit. Almost tempting to just put it on for the extra to hit. And concentration, which helps with... wasn't it extra carrying capacity as well. Let's see. 2 hit goes up, but I lose the extra damage, of course. What else goes up? Oh, it gives me the bow skill. That's right. Yep. Cancel. It does improve, yeah. Okay. Does give me exactly 10 more pounds carrying capacity. Okay, so 2 pounds per concentration. Wild potato. As I already knew, steel-plated belt, heavy armor belt, but not bronze, unfortunately. There's a bronze battle axe, steel skull cap, potion of nimbleness. Nimbleness. What? No, I don't want to camp. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong... How do you open your character sheet? Isn't that C? I guess it's not. Anyway. What was I trying to look at? Nimbleness. Ah, right. I'm assuming probably... Well, either dexterity or speed. Would that be useful to have a momentary boost? Speed would give me more attacks, or maybe even more running away speed. Although there's already potion of haste that does that. Oh, and by the way, I don't think I ever mentioned it, but I did see this potion of haste level 3, which was a little bit pricey, like 200-ish or something, 250 I had to pay for it. But I figured, because even that potion of haste 1 was so useful in that one combat, yeah, I figured having another one for another emergency might be a good idea. Anyway, nimbleness. I feel like that's probably not that amazing. Protection from curses. That's useless to me. Extreme survival, we know that one. Repair, we don't know that. We don't need that. Steel large shield. Pretty heavy. And I still cannot use shields. Oops. Oh, that's... Wait. Oh, I can? Oh, I see. Right, so we have these things. I know that this is salt. These are some type of seeds, which are not even very valuable. They're kind of food, I think. Yeah, okay. So nothing particularly amazing in terms of the loot I found, except that I'll be able to sell all of it for some extra cash for what it's worth. So that's nice. Right, the thing I wanted to mention about that place being Thaermore. I didn't even see my character there in this mist and dark. Actually about to dawn again pretty soon. Yeah, okay, so as I said, I don't know, did I say that? Did I talk about that last episode? I think, maybe. I did actually go ahead and walk back into Thaermore, the dungeon with the deadly trap. Before I did that, because as I fast traveled there, actually I fast traveled to Everdale, and then I remembered that I wanted to check if I had actually correctly remembered that I put a bronze body armor into my stash, and I did. So I have that. So the only bronze things that I haven't found yet are a girdle, gloves, and a shield. That seems like the only possible items. I have definitely seen bronze shields, but I guess I've only seen them in shops, so I didn't keep any, or I didn't buy any. And I've never seen a girdle or gloves made of bronze. So I'm still looking for those, because I feel like they probably exist. Anyway, yeah, but I took all of the things that I already had and walked down to Rule's house and put them all on. I tried with them on and my regular stuff, and then with absolutely nothing on but all the bronze pieces. But nothing happened when I stepped on the teleport pad, so that tells me that I probably just don't have enough yet. So I'm gonna keep collecting. And then, so that's one thing that I did, and I thought I'd give you a status update on that one. Then I also looked in all the blacksmith shops again to see if they have anything on sale that I missed before, but they didn't, so no progress on that one. But then I walked back into Thaermore, and I was still not able to spot the trap. I didn't actually try walking onto it because another possibility occurred to me. And as it turns out, there is a solution to that problem. You don't actually have to disarm the trap through normal means. So, that being said, I still don't know the overall difficulty of the rest of that dungeon. But since I now know that I can at least overcome that first major obstacle, it's possible for me to tackle that dungeon and see if I can solve it. And I'm guessing, since it turned out that that trap was more of a puzzle to solve than a skill check. So it now in light of that, it seems very possible, very likely, in fact, that I'll be able to clear that dungeon. So obviously I want to. I'm interested in doing that. Maybe before even moving on from here. Although, of course, okay, the thing is, with all the loot that I just picked up, I have to drop this off somewhere anyway, so I guess I was going to say that, you know, I'm here and I can't fast travel back here, so traveling eastward along the coast from here to explore those maps would be the natural thing to do, but yeah, I can't do that with the encumbrance, so that's not an option anyway. So if I'm returning to civilization to get rid of my excess loot, I might as well go ahead and check out Thaermore and possibly even the sunken village again, now that I have a couple more tools to deal with those undead. So yeah, I think, well, okay. What I'm going to do, the thing is, I'm pretty deep into this episode, but maybe a little bit early to stop. So I guess I'll maybe just include my my shopping. Or should I just do that off camera and start? You know what? Now that I've talked about it, yeah. I think I'm just gonna make a decision right now. Be decisive. We're gonna just check out Thaermore next time. In fact, I'm going to pause recording, do all the selling, and yeah, I guess really just selling, unless shop inventories have restocked again, which I don't think they should have yet. And then we're actually going to, or I'm going to go back to Thaermore, and I'm going to show you that solution that I found. And it seems kind of obvious in retrospect, but well, of course, you know, hindsight is always makes things maybe appear more obvious than they did initially. So anyway, we're going to do that, and then next time we're going to explore that place for real and see how far we can get. We better be able to actually get very far, because obviously that gate still closes behind us, so there's no backing out of it once we're entered. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to do that. Alrighty, and we are here, Thaermore. Again, quest has been added. Escape from Thaermore. Right. So we find this old journal and this Candesium dust, right? The bones of the previous explorer. I'm not going to read this again. Although, I guess if you want to remind yourself, I'm going to leave these on long enough that you can pause and read them. But, of course, we had seen this before. And you know what? I'm just going to put this back with the dude's corpse. I'm going to keep this, I don't know, gem dust with us, though. Also make it a little bit brighter. Now, and I had done this previously here, but this shouldn't take so long. I did sell everything, as you can see. I'm quite a bit richer now. And no new inventory at shops, as expected. Not really worth taking. Also not really worth taking. Pretty sure I'm good in terms of resources. I have all kinds of food and, well, not that much water, actually. Actually. Let's take that one, just to be on the safe side. This is enchant weapon. Or it should be. Would be very surprised if it weren't. Yep, there we go. Of course, we have that by now. I'm gonna pick up this. Actually, can I pick up both? Yep, absolutely. No problem there. And they didn't put those there for no reason, as it turns out. And I don't know, didn't I suspect that? Didn't I suspect as much when I came here for the first time? I should have. Well, we know, actually, we can even see that there is a trap there. You can easily see that once you know it. And I had wondered about this seemingly useless lever. I really, again, it seems so obvious in hindsight, but I guess it just didn't at the time. So, all you do, and I can't believe I didn't try that, is put the explosive right there. And then you pull the lever. And it blows up the explosive, as it should. And along with it, I guess, yeah, the trap is no longer visible, so that's what you do. You just disarm the trap like that. I mean, yeah, again, it seems so obvious in hindsight. Oh well. And I've not actually explored even this far, so I have no idea what else to expect. Lava, for example. Please. Which is... I mean, it looks like lava. Maybe it's just red water. The map certainly doesn't make it look like lava at all. I'm assuming you can just... You can walk into that. What? Okay, incurred no fire damage because I saved versus elements. That's interesting. So that is absolutely supposed to be lava. And I just happen to be able to... Okay, you can walk across this shallow water. That's very interesting. Can you walk there? Yes. Okay. Come on. Journal page 3. Oh, the ripped out pages. Huh, shouldn't I wait for... Actually, didn't the journal say that it... That... Ouch. That's not where I meant to step. Annoying, but thankfully not that much damage. I'm just gonna do a small heal here. Yeah, I think the journal mentioned that all but the last couple of pages were missing, were torn out. But shouldn't I wait until I find the first page to read them in order? Maybe I will. Oh, this looks cool actually with the lights out. Yeah. Cool, but also harder to navigate, so... Oh, wait. What's that gonna do? I could just walk around it. The damage is really not that terrible. Oh, in fact, I will have to... Yeah, those are not levers or anything, nope. Okay, we got some sort of lava slime? And some sort of bird creature? Interesting. Let's use the cleave right away, because why not? Rift Harpy. Oh, interesting. Okay, it has a 62% hit chance against me. Not so bad. I am currently berserking, and I have a 28% chance, which is acceptable. Of course, I'm gonna do this. Nice. And that's a 400 XP? Okay. It doesn't seem that bad, considering that sort of reward. Oh, actually, I absolutely can walk diagonally across without stepping on lava. Yeah, it seems like you can just take a very long way around, or I could significantly shorten it by stepping onto lava 2 times, reaching the lever. Shouldn't I just do that? Well, what I really should do is, and what I'm gonna do, is end the episode right here. So we took a little, you know, sneak peek. Took a sneak peek at the dungeon for real. Previously, we didn't really get very far, so now we know a bit more of what this place is all about. And I mean, judging by the enemies, or by this first enemy, this should be no problem at all. I'm a little bit annoyed at myself for not figuring this puzzle out a bit sooner, and not trusting the game enough, I suppose. Assuming that some sort of super high skill check was required. I mean, that was partially because of that warning that you get when you first walk down the stairs, right? Where the game explicitly warns you about not continuing until you feel like you're prepared for this. Without that warning, I probably wouldn't have been so hell-bent on, or so sure that this was absolutely a super high-level endgame kind of difficulty thing. Which, apparently it's not. But, yeah. Anyway, what's done is done. Past is the past. We're here now. I figured it out eventually. And we are probably going to be able to clear this dungeon. So, yeah, look forward to that for next time. As always, I thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and I shall see you real soon. Bye bye.